Have you ever stopped to think about the strange sensation that sometimes runs through your body? An inexplicable shiver, a visceral intuition that seems to come from a place much deeper than the rational mind? Something that doesn't fit with everyday explanations, that defies pure logic and leaves us with that persistent question: what was that? We often attribute these moments to something fleeting, a reflection of stress, fatigue, or perhaps just a daydream. But what if these bodily sensations were actually signs of a much larger transformation? A harbinger that something fundamental in your experience of reality is about to change? What if what you feel in your body were the physical manifestation of a process that quantum science has explored and that resonates with ancient wisdom traditions? This isn't a video about baseless mystical beliefs or vague promises of instant happiness. It's an exploration for those who feel there's more to life than meets the eye, for those seeking to understand the depths of their own consciousness and their connection to the universe. We'll delve into how your perception of reality may be at a turning point, a moment of personal quantum leap. We'll uncover how these often subtle signals that manifest in your physical body can be the key to unlocking a new level of existence, a new way of experiencing the world and yourself. The premise is simple yet profound. The body, often neglected in our quest for understanding, can be the most accurate sensor of your evolutionary journey. You may have experienced moments when a decision feels right without being able to explain why. Perhaps a feeling of heaviness or lightness in certain situations, an inexplicable attraction or repulsion to people or places, or even a sudden clarity about a problem that previously seemed insoluble. Modern science, especially quantum physics, has raised fascinating questions about the nature of reality and the role of the observer. Concepts like superposition, entanglement, and the influence of consciousness on matter are beginning to resonate with these subjective experiences that were long dismissed as mere fantasy or coincidence. Our journey will begin by unraveling the fascinating intersection between quantum science and human experience. We will explore how the principles governing the subatomic universe can, in surprising ways, offer a new perspective on our own consciousness and the reality we perceive. We will go beyond technical definitions, seeking analogies and examples that make these concepts accessible and, more importantly, relevant to your daily life. The central idea is that your subjective experience is not a mere byproduct of matter, but perhaps a fundamental element in the very fabric of reality. Let's understand that these signals in the body are not hallucinations or system failures, but rather a subtle language that your own existence is using to guide you. If you've ever felt that inner voice that seemed to know more than you, or that discomfort that prevented you from following a path that seemed logically correct, but ultimately proved wrong, you've already had a glimpse of this phenomenon. What we're calling a quantum leap is, in essence, an expansion of your consciousness, a shift in your ability to interact with reality in a more integrated and conscious way. This video is an invitation to pay attention to the whispers of your being, to honor your body's wisdom, and to recognize that you are an active participant in creating your reality. Throughout this exploration, you will discover how to interpret these signals, how to amplify them, and how to use them as a compass to navigate an ever-changing world. This isn't about denying objective reality, but about expanding our understanding of how reality is constructed, both on a cosmic and personal level. Prepare for a journey that could change the way you see yourself, the world around you, and the limitless potential that resides within you. Let's begin to decipher the message your body is sending, because it could be the map to your next big leap. Understanding how our own biology intertwines with the principles of quantum physics is crucial, something that is often relegated to the realm of speculation. Science has historically focused on the observable and measurable at the macroscopic level, treating consciousness as a complex epiphenomenon of the physical brain. However, emerging research and deeper interpretations of quantum physics suggest that this dichotomy may be artificial. The bodily sensations we've mentioned, a tingling sensation running down the spine, a feeling of tightening heart in anticipation of something, or even a chill on the back of the neck, may be more than simple biochemical reactions. They may be the manifestation of a subtle energy field that interacts with our nervous system in ways we're still beginning to decipher. Think of the human body not just as a biological machine, but as an intricate receiver and transmitter of energetic information. Cells at their most fundamental level operate under quantum laws. Molecular interactions, the transmission of neural signals, even cellular repair processes involve quantum phenomena. If these processes are influenced by external and internal factors, such as our own intention and state of consciousness, then it's plausible that bodily sensations are how the body translates these quantum influences into our conscious awareness. Therefore, when you feel a sudden jolt of energy or a deep sense of peace radiating from within, it's not just an illusion, it's your body signaling a shift in your vibrational resonance, a fine-tuning of your attunement with the universe. Taking this idea further, let's consider how our physiology responds to different mental states. The practice of mindfulness and meditation, for example, has been shown to alter brain chemistry, reduce cortisol levels, and even modify brain structure over time. These effects are not merely subjective, they have measurable physical correlates. If our mental state can influence our body in this way, and if quantum physics suggests that consciousness plays a role in the observation and, potentially, manifestation of reality, then bodily sensations may be the front line of this interaction. They are the first warning signs that your perception of reality is expanding beyond the limits of what you previously considered possible. Therefore, interpreting these sensations requires a paradigm shift. Instead of suppressing or ignoring them, we must learn to listen to them with curiosity and attention. A mild headache during a moment of intense stress can be a signal to recalibrate your energy. A feeling of unexplained euphoria may be the body reacting to a favorable energetic alignment. The crucial thing is how we respond to these signals. Denying them or labeling them as nothing can, paradoxically, create resistance to change, preventing the quantum leap from fully manifesting. Instead, welcoming them with an open mind, recognizing them as messages from a deeper level of being, is what allows transformation to occur smoothly. Furthermore, consider the experience of a musician who feels the right note in their body before even playing it, or an athlete who anticipates the perfect movement through a visceral sensation. These are manifestations of a body informed beyond conscious analysis. In the context of quantum leaping, these bodily sensations are like internal GPS signals, guiding you to where you need to be and what you need to do to reach a new level of existence. They indicate that you are becoming more attuned to your intuition, which is, in many ways, the expression of your quantum self interacting with reality. This attunement is an essential component in experiencing a fuller and more conscious reality. Deepening our understanding, it is vital to unravel the intricate choreography between mind and matter from a quantum perspective, focusing on subjective experience as an active agent in shaping reality. While classical science clings to the notion of an objective, observer-independent universe, quantum physics introduces the disturbing idea that observation, and therefore consciousness, can influence the state of a system. Imagine a coin spinning in the air. Classical, it's either heads or tails as it spins, even if we don't know it. Quantum, it's in a superposition of states, both heads and tails simultaneously, until observation forces it to collapse into a single defined state. Applying this to human experience, these bodily sensations may be harbingers of the collapse of potential realities. Think about moments of acute indecision. You find yourself faced with different paths, and although both seem rationally viable, a subtle physical uneasiness may arise. Perhaps a tightness in your chest when considering one path, or a lightness and openness when considering the other. It's not about logically thinking about which option is best, but about feeling the vibrational resonance of each potential future in your body. The quantum leap begins when you trust these sensations more than purely intellectual analysis. It's as if your nervous system is accessing information about the likely outcomes of each choice, translating it into immediate bodily feedback. Ignoring this feedback is, in essence, rejecting the influence of your own consciousness in the manifestation of your reality. Additionally, the phenomenology of déjà vu and premonitory experiences, often dismissed as mere tricks of memory or coincidences, can be seen in a quantum light. If time is not strictly linear at a fundamental level, and if particles can be entangled in such a way as to influence each other instantaneously, regardless of distance, then our consciousness may be peeking into potential timelines. The bodily sensations in these moments, a chill, a sudden familiarity, a sense of foreboding, could be the body's reaction to this temporal interference. It's as if your body is capturing echoes of future or past experiences manifesting in the present. Another crucial layer to consider is resonance. Just as one tuning fork can make another vibrate in unison, your own consciousness and vibrational state can interact with the energy fields around you, including those of other people and the environment. When you experience a sudden creative inspiration that seems to come out of nowhere, or a deep connection with nature that leaves you invigorated, your body may be signaling a state of high resonance with higher frequencies or with universal consciousness itself. These sensations of fluidity and alignment are indicators that you are operating in a more expanded quantum mode. For example, a musician who improvises masterfully, feeling the music flow through them without conscious effort, is experiencing a state of deep resonance where bodily intuition guides expression. Similarly, when you feel completely in the flow of an activity, unaware of time passing, your body is sending a signal that you have aligned with creative potential. Therefore, your physical experience becomes a barometer of your attunement to the underlying laws of reality. These sensations are not random. They are the language of your deepest being, a code to be deciphered. When you feel a pulsating energy in your hands when thinking about a project, or gastrointestinal discomfort when meeting a specific person, your body is providing you with valuable data. The key to a quantum leap lies not in trying to suppress these sensations or seeking external explanations, but in cultivating a relationship of trust and active listening with your body's innate intelligence. It is showing you which potentials are strengthening and which are dissipating. It is the recognition of these sensations as valid data, rather than mere physiological reactions, that opens the door to conscious navigation through the multiple possibilities of existence. Think of an experienced navigator who reads the signals of the wind and waves to chart the best course. Your body is giving you similar signals. By learning to interpret them, you not only react to reality but actively participate in its co-creation, allowing the quantum leap to occur organically and empoweringly. Mindfulness of these bodily signals is, therefore, a practical and continuous exercise in manifestation and evolution. It is precisely when we delve into the deeper mechanisms of the interaction between the psyche and the structure of reality that we observe how bodily signals become tools for navigating a sea of possibilities. Far from being mere involuntary reactions, these sensations act as a complex bioenergetic feedback system, informing us of alignment or misalignment with the flows of life. A growing perception of lightness or expansion in certain social interactions, for example, may indicate that you are approaching individuals or environments that resonate with your current vibrational frequency, facilitating the manifestation of positive experiences. Conversely, an inexplicable weight in the stomach or a feeling of suffocation when pondering a specific decision are not coincidental. They are indicators that the choice in question conflicts with a higher state of being or a more promising potential reality for you. Furthermore, understand that your ability to sense these bodily nuances is directly proportional to your disconnection from constant mental noise. When the chattering mind and incessant thoughts dominate, the body becomes a muffled channel, unable to convey its subtle messages clearly. Therefore, improving this bodily attunement requires, paradoxically, a practice of mental stillness. By calming the whirlwind of thoughts, you create a receptive space for the finer signals of your system to manifest. This stillness is not passivity. It is a state of amplified alertness, where perception expands beyond the obvious. It's like tuning a radio to pick up a distant station, tuning into higher frequencies of information. Now consider how this applies in times of crisis or abrupt transition. When unexpected events shake the foundations of your life, your first reaction may be panic and confusion. However, if you can ground yourself in your body, even amidst the chaos, you'll find an internal compass. A deep breath, feeling the air expand in your lungs, can be the first step toward reconnecting. A tight feeling in your chest during alarming news isn't an invitation to despair, but rather a sign that your vital energy is being concentrated in response to an external disturbance. Instead of fighting this feeling, accept it, breathe through it. This acceptance allows the energy to dissipate more constructively, paving the way for clarity and resilience. Furthermore, the importance of bodily intuition transcends the personal sphere and extends to interpersonal dynamics. Notice how you feel when interacting with different people. There's a warmth that radiates from some, while others seem to suck your energy, leaving you drained. These physical reactions aren't mere subjective preferences. They're the manifestation of deeper energetic interactions. When you feel genuinely comfortable and energized in someone's presence, your body is signaling vibrational alignment. Conversely, A persistent feeling of discomfort or avoidance toward another person, even if they appear pleasant on the surface, may indicate an underlying energetic dissonance that your body is picking up on. This awareness is crucial to building authentic and nourishing relationships. Building on this, let's look at the practical application in financial or career decision-making. When faced with an opportunity that appears lucrative on paper, but evokes a sense of anxiety or a nagging premonition, it's wise to pause. This physical discomfort may be a manifestation of your internal guidance system, alerting you to potential pitfalls or a path that isn't aligned with your higher purpose. Conversely, a sense of excitement and lightness when considering a less obvious option that inspires you deeply is a strong indicator that you're approaching a path of greater fulfillment. Honoring these bodily signals, rather than dismissing them in favor of purely logical analyses, is allowing your deeper self to guide your choices. This trust in the body's wisdom is the essence of quantum navigation in everyday life. Expanding on the dynamics of subjective reality and the influence of these bodily signals, it's crucial to explore the notion that our physiology is not just a passive receiver, but an active component in the co-creation of experience. Consider how certain physical gestures or postures, even if unconscious, can alter our mental and emotional state. Quantum physics suggests that the way we present ourselves to the universe, our vibrational signature expressed through the body, can influence the encounters and opportunities we attract. If you consistently adopt a posture of self-confidence, even when you feel insecure inside, your body may begin to send signals of alignment with this new programming, potentially altering external reality to match this projection. Furthermore, the concept of congruence emerges as a key factor in manifesting a quantum leap. When your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations are in harmony, you operate in a state of vibrational coherence that amplifies your ability to manifest. On the other hand, dissonance, where there is an internal conflict between what you think and feel and what your body expresses, creates noise that can distort signals and prevent desired potentials from materializing. For example, ardently desiring financial prosperity, while your body manifests chronic tensions and discomfort associated with scarcity, creates an internal battle that hinders the attraction of the desired outcome. Identifying and resolving these incongruities by paying attention to these bodily signals is a fundamental step in aligning your energy with your goals. Another layer to consider is the role of vital energy, or prana in some traditions, and how it manifests through bodily sensations. When this energy flows freely, the body feels vibrant, light, and resilient. On the other hand, energetic blockages, which can be perceived as sensations of heaviness, numbness, or physical knots, indicate areas where vital energy is stagnant, preventing the expansion of consciousness and the manifestation of a more fluid reality. The quantum leap can be seen as a process of unblocking and releasing this stagnant energy, allowing life to flow more abundantly and effortlessly. Building on this, explore the idea that the body acts as a living record of past experiences, shaping our present perception and, consequently, our future projections. These memories, stored at a cellular and energetic level, can influence the bodily sensations we experience, often subconsciously. Unresolved trauma, for example, can manifest as a persistent feeling of fear or tightness in the chest, which in turn can lead us to avoid situations that rationally would be beneficial. The quantum leap in this context involves decoding and releasing these energetic memories, allowing the body to become a vehicle for new experiences, free from the constraints of the past. The journey is therefore an active rewriting of our own bioenergetic history, where the body becomes the primary agent of this transformation. A fascinating and often underestimated aspect of our interaction with reality lies in how the body stores and processes nonlinear information, which goes beyond conventional cognitive recording. Consider how, after an intense experience, whether positive or negative, we can feel physical reverberations days later, such as unexplained fatigue or persistent muscle tension, even if the conscious memory of the event has faded. These sensations are like energetic ghosts, remnants of a vibrational pattern the body has retained. Quantum physics, by postulating the fundamental informational nature of the universe, invites us to view the body not simply as a biological organism, but as a complex repository of energetic data, where each experience leaves an informational mark, a unique vibrational signature. In this sense, the quantum leap can be understood as a reconfiguration of these internal records. It's not just about changing thoughts or beliefs, but about freeing the body from those energetic imprints that limit our ability to vibrate at higher, more expansive frequencies. For example, the experience of feeling a subtle, expansive warmth radiating from the chest in moments of genuine compassion or gratitude is a sign that this energetic information, previously repressed by fear or mistrust, is being released. This release allows for greater fluidity in the manifestation of realities more aligned with these states of being. Thus, bodily sensations become guides for the disintegration of limiting patterns and the integration of frequencies of greater potential. Consider, further, how sympathetic resonance, a phenomenon where systems tend to oscillate at the same frequency, manifests in our subjective and physical experience. When you are immersed in an environment that radiates calm and positivity, your body tends to synchronize with that frequency, resulting in feelings of well-being and relaxation. Conversely, exposure to environments of high tension or negativity can generate subtle physical discomforts, such as a tightness in the diaphragm or a feeling of restlessness. This dynamic suggests that our subjective reality is, in part, a reflection of our ability to tune into the energetic frequencies around us. Quantum leaping, then, involves developing the ability to intentionally tune the body to frequencies that support the expansion and manifestation of desired realities, transcending mere passive reaction to the environment. An additional layer to be explored is the interconnection between the autonomic nervous system and energetic perception. Clinical observation has shown that states of chronic stress, for example, can lead to hyperactivation of the sympathetic nervous system, resulting in a variety of physical symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, and digestive problems. These symptoms are the physical manifestation of a body on constant alert, waiting for a threat that may not even exist in the realm of objective reality. From a quantum perspective, this hypervigilance may be keeping the body trapped in a vibrational pattern of lack or danger, which in turn can attract circumstances that reinforce this perception. The quantum leap in this context involves learning to modulate the autonomic nervous system, promoting states of relaxation and receptivity that allow the body to operate at a frequency of abundance and safety, consequently influencing manifested reality. Therefore, exploring bodily sensations as a portal to quantum reality leads us to a deeper understanding of our agency in creating our lives. When you allow yourself to feel, without judgment or attempts to control, energy moves. A tingling sensation in a specific area of the body, for example, can be a sign that energy is being directed to that point, ready to be reconfigured or released. Instead of fearing this sensation, embrace it with curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this energy trying to tell me? Where does it want to go? This active and curious approach transforms bodily sensations from mere symptoms into powerful tools for self-exploration and conscious manifestation. As we intertwine these distinct facets of perception and reality, an emergent pattern reveals itself, shaping the landscape of our understanding. What once seemed fragmented, the subtle communications of the body, the surprising implications of quantum physics, and the fluid nature of subjective experience, now begins to converge into a horizon of expanded perception. Reflecting on this journey thus far, we realize that we are not merely observing isolated phenomena, but rather witnessing the manifestation of a unifying principle underlying the very fabric of existence. The convergence of these threads weaves a tapestry where science and ancient wisdom find common ground, offering a new lens through which we can interpret the flow of our lives. At this intersection of insights, the relationship between observer and observed acquires a deeply personal and embodied dimension. It is no longer an abstract concept, but a tangible reality expressed through our own sensations, our most intimate reactions, and ultimately, our own biology. How these signals manifest and how we choose to interact with them significantly shapes the landscape of our experience. Like a sculptor who, with precision and intention, refines raw material until it reveals its latent form. The journey has brought us to a point where understanding these signals is no longer a mere intellectual exercise, but an invitation to a deeper and more conscious engagement with the architecture of our own reality. In light of these discoveries, the path ahead emerges with renewed clarity, not as a fixed destination, but as an ongoing process of alignment and expansion. The nuances of what we explore converge toward the understanding that the transformation we seek is not something to be sought externally, but to be awakened from within. It is as if along the way we have been lighting a series of candles, each illuminating an aspect of our own potential, and now, all together, they create a brighter glow that dispels the shadows of doubt and opens new perspectives. The passage to the final reflection thus becomes an invitation to integrate this emerging luminosity in all its fullness. The common thread we weave throughout this exploration is not simply a narrative about the body or the mind, but the revelation that both are, in fact, one, vibrating in unison with the very fabric of reality. The sensations you perceive are not mere echoes of biological processes, but rather the very language of the universe in dialogue with itself, through you. It is consciousness manifesting in its most intimate and visceral form, unfolding in a spectacle of possibilities. The quantum leap is not a distant event or reserved for a select few. It is a constant invitation, a state of being accessible at any moment when we choose to listen to the wisdom that resides in our own physical essence. True practice, the art of co-creating your reality with intention and alignment, begins now, in the attentive stillness of your being, where the body becomes the portal to infinity. From this point on, your journey transforms from an external search to a deep and continuous immersion in the awareness that every sensation, every intuition, every shiver is a conscious step towards the fullest expression of your potential. What seemed like a mystery to be unraveled now reveals itself as a truth to be lived. The complexities of quantum physics find their deepest resonance not in laboratories, but in the subtle sensations that course through your skin, in the energy that pulses through your veins, in the discomfort that alerts you, or in the lightness that guides you. Your body is the most accurate and faithful map for navigating the infinite possibilities that existence offers. It's no longer about deciphering alien codes or seeking answers from external sources, but about delving into the depths of your own subjective experience, recognizing it as the essential compass that points to your unique path of evolution and manifestation. Accepting this truth is not an end, but the threshold to a new beginning, where each moment becomes an opportunity for alignment and co-creation. From this understanding, the universe is no longer an external stage on which we perform, but a dance intrinsically linked to each beat of your heart, to each breath. It is in tune with this dance that your reality expands, transforming potential into lived experience. The invitation now is to dance,